What's up, me amigos? Neon Panda here, and welcome to Fallout New Vegas.
I've got your back.
So, in the last episode we crashed, but I don't think any progress was lost. Don't stop me now, we're having such a good time. We're fighting them out. Flee for your life.
Fancy meeting you here, friend. Yep, this is getting mighty embarrassing. Just rolling along on my spurs. Looks like I just might make it to New Vegas after all. Yep. Guess it's just down to you and Fancy Pants. I wouldn't worry about him. He looks all hat and no cattle, if you ask me. Fancy Pants? No, I ain't seen hide nor hair of him since the tussle in Good Springs. I'm sure he ran back to the soft living of New Vegas, though. Look me up when you get to New...
There's gotta be like a mod or something that lets you have Victor as a companion. Oh, my throat is all stuffed up. So much. I need to clear. I have so much trouble clearing my throat. So, I've been reading a bit of comics.
Welcome to the 188 Slop and Shop. How can I help you? Name's Michelle. My dad and me run this store. His name's Samuel. I take the day shift and he takes nights. We came here about a month ago when Prim went to hell on account of the prison break north of there. Found a bin to call home and set up shop.
You've done a good turn for the NCR, and now we'd like to do one for you. Here's an NCR emergency two-way radio. You call, and we'll come running. You're not alone out here. The NCR has your back. Stay safe and good hunting.
Have you seen what one of those anti-material rifles can do to a death claw?
Try not to make any trouble. We like it quiet around here.
Is there some reason I should be talking to you? Like you have a clue what that even means. The gun runners have been putting rapid-fire death dealing in the hands of anyone who needed to defend himself for over a century. We're the NCR's #1 supplier of weapons and ammunition. You might call us an unofficial branch of the Army. I'm a salesman. I swing through McCarran and the Dam once a week or so to take orders. But lately, I spend most of my time in this piss heap. Ever since the 15th shut down, all caravans come through here, right to me. I check the stock and direct deliveries onward to meet orders. Sure, it stinks to hang out here, but it won't be forever. Plus, I can afford a monthly bender on the strip and still build up my nest egg. Not much to tell. A Brahmin or two loaded up with weapons, and a whole mess of well-armed guards to make sure it ends up where it's supposed to. One nifty bit, though. The gun cases are rigged to explode, so trying to loot one of our caravans doesn't do much good. And that's how the NCR stays equipped. The only thing we don't bring in is energy weapons. We used to, but every caravan carrying them was getting ambushed and wiped out by someone sophisticated enough to know which was which. We think it was the Brotherhood of Steel. Those crazies always go hard for energy weapons. But the NCR would rather pretend they killed all of them. Am I selling? Yeah. Am I selling to you? No. Sorry to hurt your feelings. Later.
Okay, that guy's... My throat will just not clear. That guy will just not... That guy's a jerk. So, one of the main comics I've been reading has been the Daredevil comics. Why do I like, the reason I like Daredevil is, like, he's not I always prefer Marvel comics because all the characters can be beaten, not DC's, oh, I'm pretty much God. Like, seriously. Like, I know, like, DC will, has some decently powered characters, but for the most part, DC is, like, you can't beat the popular heroes. You can't beat Batman, you can't beat Superman, you can't beat Supergirl, you can't beat the popular heroes. I know occasionally they'll kind of be on the ropes for a few minutes, but no, they'll eventually win. Not all comics are like that, but it's just kind of, like, you have to ignore, you have to create this super ridiculous anti-hero to super villain to even kind of match up, for the heroes to be even kind of on the ropes. And you have to make them super arrogant, or the heroes won't be able to exploit a weakness and win. And it's amazing that the one person who can always help is always off doing something else, or limited in some way, or hindered in some fashion. Like, I don't like DC Comics as much because, like, no matter, like, in Marvel Comics, it's more fun, it's more entertaining. Like, DC, alright, everyone's dying, but I'm Superman, so I'm just gonna punch this guy. Or I'm Hal Jordan, I'm just gonna create a sphere of energy around the guy. So I don't like DC as much as I do Marvel. So I've been looking into Marvel comics, and, like, I noticed in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the movies, they've really neutered a lot of characters. Hawkeye in movies is completely useless. In the comics, he's been the leader of the Avengers at least once, and he's kind of a hero of the people. He's got martial arts, he's got fencing, he's got his bone, any projectile ever he wins. So he's kind of a lot more of a BA than the movies kind of make him out to be. Now, obviously, he doesn't do as well against supervillains, but he can hold his own against criminals. Like, the Marvel Comics kind of has tiers of their heroes. Like Daredevil, Daredevil, Punisher, Hawkeye, Black Widow, they can hold their own against. Uh, they typically go after the criminals who it just wouldn't make sense if the major heroes like Captain America or Thor or Hulk, like, it wouldn't make sense to have those characters fight some drug dealers. That wouldn't make sense, because why would you waste your time with that? Right? There's some supervillain or heavily equipped, or some supervillain having some major plot going on, so why would you bother beating up some drug dealers? That's kind of why they have Hawkeye, Daredevil, Black Widow, etc., etc. Occasionally they'll face off against some minor supervillain. Like, I know Daredevil's faced off with Elektra. I know Punisher's faced off against Elektra several times. And yeah, people say Marvel Comics has a lot less originality. Well, yes and no. As far as the mainstream heroes go, then yeah, they're a lot less. They're the icons that are... Well, you can't really consider the guys in the cinematic universe the icons. Like, for Civil War, Iron Man was kind of a B-list hero. Captain America went down in the dumps after World War II. Hulk basically got little character development since the 80s. Thor was Thor, old English comic. You have to be a Shakespearean buff, Shakespeare play buff to read his comics. I haven't really given the new Thor a try yet. I'll probably do that after the video. And let's see, Black Widow. Another one of the human. I haven't read as many comics on her, so I wouldn't know. Hawkeye. It's actually got a better story than you'd think you would have. If, like, you only know Hawkeye from the movies, and you think he's kind of useless. And, well, against supervillains like Ultron and other guys, he's not as effective, but he doesn't typically go after those guys. That's kind of a team event when that happens. It's kind of a team event when that guy gets fought. So, Hawkeye I've read a couple comics of Hawkeye, so he's a lot better than he is in the movies. Another character I have a massive bone to pick with how they treat Nick Fury in the movies. He's just the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the movies. And in the comics, he's probably the most BA non-powered human. Like Punisher, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Nick Fury, debatable Daredevil. No, I wouldn't consider Daredevil non-powered, because he has that radar he has his radar sense, so. He has his radar sense, so he's kind of powered. Let's see, what other non-powered heroes are there? That's all I can think of off the top of my head. How long have I been recording? Okay, I'm gonna take a short, uh, I'm gonna take a few second break. Alright, be right back. Welcome back. Uh, so what was I talking about? Comics, right?
Hey, buddy, spare a cap? Oh, that's rich. You're not exactly my type. No offense. No, I meant I could give you a tip. Earn my money, so to speak. You look like you're new around here, so I'm sure I know all sorts of things you'd find useful. If not, well, it's only a cap. So what do you say? The first thing you should know is that Freeside is run by a pack of yahoos that call themselves the Kings. Their leader, who oddly enough calls himself the King, currently has his hands full trying to prevent an all-out riot in Freeside. That's 2 tips, but what the hell? You're a new customer, so the extra one's on me. Wanna hear another?
Not particularly, but here.
Traders have been griping for a while now about I-15 being too dangerous to travel. I'd steer clear of it unless you're armed to the teeth. What do you say? Want another tip? There's a rumor that a huge army is camped to the east, massing to attack the NCR. Like that'd ever happen. Who in the world could stand up to the NCR and win?
Kaiser's Legion.
I got more where that came from. Want another?
Hello.
Okay, made it to Vegas. Okay. Come on! Did you just tell me to be careful? You wanna die, punk? You wanna die? Look me in the eye.
Well, yeah.
Well said. That is a very interesting statement, my good sir.
Hmm?
Uh-huh. So, Nick Fury is another character they neutered in the movies because, like, in the comics, not the comments, he's kind of a BA. He was the man on the wall. He beat up an entire contingent.
Welcome to Mick and Ralph's. If you need guns, I'm your man.
He beat,
For general supplies and other services, see my partner Ralph. Have a look.
he beat up an entire contingent of the Avengers, led by Thor and Captain America, including Iron Man. Alright, what can I sell? You don't have any money?
me a shout if you need anything else.
Actually, what else you got? Uh, just take all of that, all of that. All of that. And let's see, what can I sell? That. 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 And my dog is being upset. That's worth it.
Another satisfied...
Let's see.
If you're looking for guns, talk to Mick. Otherwise, I've got a nice selection of general supplies. I only offer services if the king gives the okay. Alright. Yeah, I've got a little side business going. What I'm about to share with you does not leave this room, eh? Over the years, I've gradually perfected my craft to the point of perfection. No one can distinguish between my work and the real thing. What I'm referring to is passports. If you've got the caps, I can... Hey, if you're interested and have the caps, they go for 500. Any less, and it ain't worth the risk of getting caught. What do you say? You game? Here you go. Take a gan. Thanks. Hey.
What'd you say to me? You ready to die, punk? That joke got old at the last one. That joke got old the last time I used it.
You're not doing yourself a favor by having him tag along. NCR aren't welcome here.
Okay. What's in here?
When people have got nothing left, they can always turn to the followers.
Are you here to drop off medical supplies? More than rough. It's a damn mess. Freeside townies are constantly picking fights with NCR civilians. Thugs and thieves are always looking for a victim, and the local families are just sitting back making caps on the mess. Freeside is in dire need, but no one has been man enough to step up. The followers can only do so much to stem the tide. There is always something needing done. A few souls here in Freeside could be great assets to the community if they'd kick their addictions. We need a regular supply of medicine organized, but the Crimson Caravan wants too many caps for what we need. Lastly, tensions between the townies and NCR tourists have been going downhill fast lately. A lot of innocent people will get hurt if things blow up. Yes, old Bill Ronte and Jacob Hoff. They're not going to kick their habits on their own. Old Bill Ronte is an exceptionally skilled machinist. He could fix the problems we've been having with Freeside's water pump, if he sobered up. The Garretts hooked Jacob on chems when he was working for them. Ironic, since he used to homebrew detox chems. He's a natural chemist. In Freeside, the drunks and drug addicts flock in and around the Atomic Wrangler. I'd start there. Sobering them up and putting them back to work would go a long way toward helping Freeside.
Okay. I think the inspiration for like the followers in Fallout was kind of the Peace Corps. Peace Corps. Like they're crosses between missionaries and social workers. So
We've
they're
got stuff we're not even allowed to sell, people. Only at Mick and Ralph's.
Howdy.
like they help people out, don't expect anything back. They're doctors, teachers, whatever the community needs them to be. They're doctors, teachers, scientists, farmers.
You have chems, buddy? I could really use a fix. Why stop? No worries. My guy will be here soon enough. Just wait. If I had 2 caps to scrape together, I'd buy the materials to make my own. My damn hands won't stop shaking. This guy named Dixon. Something about him seems sketchy, but I can't stop now. Last time I stopped, I felt like I was gonna turn inside out. At this point, I'm mostly buying his stuff just so I don't feel sick. Speaking of which, do you have any spare caps? Bye.
Let's try and talk him out of it first.
Looking for a fix, man? I got what you need. Yeah, man. Those cats are out of their domes addicted to my shit. They can't get enough. Really? You know what? I might be... Wait, man. You can't go around saying shit like that. Okay, I get your point. You won't have to worry about me supplying those 2 anymore. Have a look. So you're back. What? Fine. If you really care so much, then give me... I'm gonna need at least 10 shots to get me through the week. From there, the followers should be able to help. I think you're right. I've been through worse. I'll go to the fort and see if the followers can watch over me while I recover.
Okay. And as much as I'd like to keep recording, and trust me, I would, I think I need to tend to something with my friends. I'll talk to you guys a little later. Neon signing out.